Hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, what? My camera's astray. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I literally just flew in here with seconds to spare. I lost track of time. Story of my life. Good morning is what I was going to say. Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Last Thursday of the month. Here we are. Doing our monthly journey. I am blind, sorry. I'm a greasy girl. I'm a shiny gal, so I was just putting some powder on my forehead quickly before we could come out here. And it got all into my eyeballs. And it's like a drying effect is happening. I don't know why it looks like I'm in the dark. I'm really not. But we're just gonna have to go for it. You guys know me. When I'm off for a month, I always come back just in disarray. So welcome to this crazy energy here. Nikki's here, Infinite Silver, Justin, a bunch of other people. I can't see your names right now, though, because I don't have the right program app. Look at me go, starting strong. Good to see you guys. How's it going? How was your September? Holy man, it's done. Isn't that loco? Time's flying. At least for me. I don't know about for anyone else. This month was Sorry, I'm just you're gonna be blinking a lot at the start here. This month was a little crazy for me. I had a lot of events when I usually don't do many events, but it was Expressival was the first weekend, and that was a really fun festival downtown where artists, a bunch of us, like brought collaborative things. Like I brought a big painting that anyone could paint on. There were some people who did like pottery. There were some people who did like zines. There were some people who did paintings. It was crazy. I'm like blinded by that powder. I'm Can't believe I did that. That was cool. Edmonton Expo was the next weekend. Hello, Tender Bear. And then this weekend was Beakerhead, which is like this cool engineering art science festival here in Calgary. That was super cool. Live painted there. Then I slept for a day, and now we're back in action. Is this Fiona a Hippo of the Zoo? Let's get right into it, actually. That's a good transition into that. Down here, baby Fiona. This is a real hippo from the Cincinnati Zoo, actually. And I've been lying about her this whole time. I actually I painted her a long time ago because she's so cute. I thought that she was famous because she would like pose for pictures like this. Because there's like a real photo of her at the zoo, like smiling behind like people's selfies and stuff. So whenever people ask me about it, I was like, yeah, she's famous for being like a selfie hippo. Wrong. She's actually famous because she's a premature, like a preemie. She was a premature baby hippo born like months early. Didn't think that she would survive. Too small to even reach her mom to feed. Small, that she would be bottle fed. So she is a symbol of strength and resilience throughout the land. So that's Fiona, and we're painting her today. Love to see it. Let me just put my phone on silent. It's not even charged. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. Okay, y'all. Are you ready to paint her? I don't know how many painters are along with us today. It looks like there's a lot of peanut gallery folks. Love to see it. Oh, my poor eyeballs. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not draw out the little post-it of how to draw this hippo like I usually do, but she's easy. She's just a bunch of circles. Just a bunch of circles. But we are gonna paint the background first. So, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just go over the studio rules a little quickly here for anyone who's new, anyone who's watching on YouTube in the future. My name's Tay. I am a full-time artist here in Calgary, Canada. I have found these virtual paint nights because of COVID. Some good things have come out of COVID. We used to do them twice a week. Now we're doing them once a month. Maybe they'll come back. Who knows? This will be just a shameless plug as well. If you are local to Calgary, we are opening up in-person paint nights at Chroma Club. ChromaClub.com. Check that out on another time. But back to right now. Number one is I'm not a trained teacher. I'm just an artist who likes to teach how I paint. So if anything, I explain too fast, I explain weird, I explain wrong, anything, let me know. Don't be scared. I talk really fast, which you've probably already noticed. If I said something too fast, I will never be offended if you tell me to slow down. Yes. I got distracted for a second. So ask questions. Number one is just basically like, please ask questions. Number two is you can start with a pencil if you want. This one you have to start with paint, but I'll tell you when you can bring out your pencil. I always teach everything from paint, but some people are more comfortable with a pencil. That's cool. Do you boo? Number three is like, don't try to treat this so precious, okay? That's where you make mistakes from the beginning, even though there's no mistakes. Because you already think you're going to ruin it before you've even begun. So get that out of your head. We can easily fix anything. If something goes weird, we're using acrylic paint. Covers over itself. Even if your white isn't very good, you can put a couple layers. We'll figure it out. Don't think you're going to ruin it. Don't treat it precious. Maybe expect to ruin it in a good way, and don't have too high expectations, okay? That's when the beauty happens. That's when the beauty happens. Because number four, trust the process, as you can see up here. Halfway through, your picture is going to look weird. It's not going to look like mine. It's not going to look like that picture. It's not going to look like somebody, if there's somebody with you. All of our pictures are going to look different. I promise you that. From the beginning, I painted this picture down here, and it's not going to look the same, even though I'm going to reproduce the same painting I've already painted. They always look different, so don't try to hold yourself to an exact standard, okay? Even though it's hard for some of you adults out there. Perfection is out the door here. We let the paint do what it wants and see what happens. As long as you hold till the end, you Trust the process for a reason. Why did... Oh, no. Oh. There, it wasn't centered for a second. Number 5 is water is our friend. We're using acrylic paint. It's a water-based paint. Water helps us to pull it across the canvas to make it more translucent, more opaque, whatever. Most of the time, if you're having a problem, more water on your brush will solve it. And number 6 is just have fun. Actually, on my piece of paper here, it says have frickin' fun. But whatever you want, you know, whatever you want. We're just here to have a good time for a couple hours, paint something fun. This recording is recording. This video is recording at the same time. And we'll always go up on YouTube right after. So then you can do it again. And it'll always get better every time you paint Fiona over and over again. If you want it to be good, do it a couple times. Not saying you can't have it be good the first time. Don't listen to me. I can already tell it's going to be an interesting day today. Evidence Silver saying she also teaches in Canada. And she's wearing a ring. I am. Was I not wearing my ring last time? Oh my gosh. Oprah props coming in for Thursday. Dropping the props in the chat. Thank you. Nikki, yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm a mess. Here's my ring. Whatever. Who was talking about. I did have to go get it fixed a while ago because, of course, I broke it. Why won't it zoom in? I guess you're just going to have to see it blurry. Oh, for a second there. Whatever. It's perfect. I love it. It's a very cute ring, but I probably shouldn't wear it when I paint, but then I wouldn't wear it ever. Am I right? But... let's get started, everybody. We just have a couple colors today. We want a dark blue and a light blue. If you don't have a light blue, we're just going to add some white in your dark blue, right? Easy peasy. If you have like a teal, that would be nice for the background, like a tealish color. Or if you have like a light green to mix into your blue to make a teal color, that works too. But the first thing we're going to do is paint that watery background. So we're going to take out all the blues you got. Like I'm going to take out, I'll move this down a little bit. Oh, how's that? I'll move it up a little bit, but there we go. I'm going to take out that teal. It's Blue Lagoon teal, apparently. And I'm going to take out a little bit of aqua. It's not that's a lie. I never say this because I pronounce it wrong all the time. Phthalo blue, green shade. But again, any blue at home works. I'm just saying that because some people like to use the exact colors. But as you can see here, there's a teal, then there's the blue right beside it. Oprah, thanks for the share. And just for fun, I'm going to take a little bit of this light green out too. Again, if you don't have light green, green with white, green with a little bit of yellow. No green at all. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to have exactly the same colors. But right now, we want to just make that watery, beautiful background. I should also say at the start, we're not going to be painting in a circle. You can if you want. You can also like paint it and then with white circle around it later to make that shape. The reason it's a circle down there is because I painted it on a circle canvas. So when I made prints of it, that's just the circle. There was nothing else to fill the square. But we can do that at the end. I'll show you guys how to do that if you want. But we're just going to go for it on this full canvas and just pop her in there. All right? Sounds nice? We also took white out. I don't know if I said that. So we've got teal, dark blue, a little bit of that light green, and white on our palettes. And we're going to get out a big old brush. It can be a thick one. It can be a little bit thinner. It can be a square. It can be... Thanks, Justin. You're doing amazing, sweetie, he says. I'm a disaster. It can be a little bit small. Whatever. The biggest brush you got. And water is... What was rule number... what was it? 5. Water is our friend, right? We are going to use our water dish, which is up on the side here. If you can see it, I'll sneak it over here. We're going to take out our big brushes. And we are going to get your brush wet. I don't know if you can see when I put my hand in the corner over here. That's where I'm going into the water dish. We are going to bring our wet brush down close to our teal. If you don't have teal, light blue, whatever you got on the far left side here, our first color that we took out. And see how I'm just like scooping water, and you can see there's just like a little pile of water here right beside my, my eyeballs, my light teal. So I'm going to take small pieces of that teal and mix it into my big old wet pile to make a really watered down, like, see, there's all my thick paint is still there, but I took little tiny chunks of it and mixed it into this big pile of water. And we're just gonna go left to right, and we're just gonna put some random strokes. And like no rhyme or reason, but always left or right. I'm not going up and down, always left or right. We're thinking about water. And see, like, it's getting, there's some drips. That's cool, water drips, that's fine. And I just went right into just my water, and I'm going back onto the canvas and pulling it around. And like lightly, like look how far back on my paintbrush I'm, or how back on the my computer just glitched and then I glitched. Look how far back I'm holding my paintbrush, because that's how loosey-goosey you want to put the paint on. No rhyme or reason. I know I say that all the time. She put makeup on too fast. Who knows? I did. And I don't even wear, it's literally just powder that I just threw on. There's too much powder on the powder thing, so it went into my eyes. And yes, Justin, like I said, lots of water. We've got that like chocolate milk consistency that we made at the bottom. And then you can even go with the brush, just dip right into your water dish, and instead of going to the paint, you go right to your canvas, and you just pull that straight water across. You can do big strokes, little strokes, different strokes for different folks. You go across. If you can see the top of the canvas. And as this is nice and wet and we're pulling that across, we just want to put a little, I'm using the same brush, I'm dipping it into the blue, the dark blue, the other blue that we have. And we're going to pick some spots. And we're going to go in, and again, I'm still only going left to right, but we're mixing it into some of that blue that we've already put down. And again, lots of water, like I'm going back into my water to blend it in again. It can be rough and scratchy. This is just the background. This is the best way to just kind of like let loose a little bit. You don't, it's really easy not to treat this precious because you're not really painting anything. You're just implying that this is a watery background. Am I right? Does that make sense? I like the drips. Y'all know me. Some people don't. So don't feel like you have to do it super watered down if you don't want to. You can do it flat on the, like not on an easel, flat on your table if you don't want drips like that. But like, look how cool the drips are. I think you should have drips like that. I don't like going all the way to the edge. I like some of the canvas peeking through. Again, totally up to you. Some people prefer to fill the entire canvas. And same old, we're gonna go in, get your brush wet, and just go into a little bit of white. Just a tiny touch of white on your brush. And again, go back in and pull some of the color around. We're just kind of making like a tie-dye. Tie-dye, good word? I think so. Like a tie-dye effect in the background. And we want to fill the whole background up. Going between the three colors, even the green. Why don't we put some green in there too, actually? Again, I might sound redundant and annoying, but like you're always going left to right. The drips might go down, but your brush strokes are always going to go left to right. The dark blue is a lot more, like a lot stronger pigment than the other blue that you're using, so you don't need much of it. But, oh, I was going to time lapse this. Okay, keep doing that while I try to figure out if I can do it from this angle. It's not too late. Is it in the screen? No. Perfect. A little late to the party, but that's okay. We'll get the point across. And again, back to more of the aqua or teal or whatever. But see how water helps us make the illusion of water? Which is the best. On the screen, the blues look the same. This is like teal, I swear. The colors are hard for me to get. That always happens. Match, not get. The colors are hard for me to match on the screen. I don't know, the technology side of stuff, you guys. I don't know how to paint stuff. But I am just filling it up. And then let's get that green in there. Like, I already forgot we were talking about adding some green. I'm still using the same brush. If you feel like it's too big, don't feel bad about changing brushes. Use whatever feels right. Some of you might be using smaller canvases. Who knows? I'm going to just sneak little bits of this green. Can you guys even see that? Hardly. But little touches of green. Always left to right. I didn't put music on today, so I'm just wilding even more. It's silence over here. I will zoom in a sec to see if any of that green peeks through. But the green, I guess, is pretty nice to put in the background because it will differentiate our cutie little gal from the background because there's no green in her. And remember, we do want the background to be pretty light. We don't want the background dark. She's going to be dark on the front. In the foreground is what I was trying to say. Because if we make the background too dark, she will just blend into it. Okay, let's see. You can kind of see that green on the screen. Not the best, but kind of. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. I'm just going to add a little more on the edge. Again, more water on your brush is going to make your paint more translucent. Just a hint of green, yes. Just a hint. Well, again, if you want it to be all green, who am I to stop you? But I did just, like, here's a little bit. If you look at where my brush is, here's a little bit. Here, and a little bit on the side. And imagine she's going to plop in right here at the bottom. Again, there's really no right or wrong at this point. Except for, ooh, that's a lot of dark blue I put in there. There's no panic. Just get a wet brush and just buff it out. Ain't nobody gonna see that blue mistake. She gone now. Alrighty. And again, it's always dependent on how detailed of a painter you want to be. I'm going to zoom in just to, let's see, let's go like right here. Oh, that, what? No, I'm trying to make it bigger and it's just pulling it away. So again, I'm not going to get into this loads. This is depending on how detailed of a painter you want to be, how much detail you want to add into. You can always come back to this painting, work on it as long as you want, whatever. But if you get a smaller brush, I got a little smaller brush, I'm going into my dark blue again with a lot of water. you can make some of these like watery effects, right? And you kind of just follow the shapes of this water that we've done, right? Like see how just with these natural strokes that we made have kind of made these like curls. Do you see how they're kind of like a natural curl in the water? You can just kind of highlight some of them a little bit with this darker blue. If you want, you can push that as far as you want. You can do as many layers of different colors to make that background. But you don't want to, like, again, you can do whatever you want. But usually the background, you buff it out a little bit, like it's a little bit blurrier. There's way less detail in the background. So it kind of just pushes away. And it's just a nice filler. It doesn't fight with the focal point, which in this case is our little hippo. I don't know what I was going to say, hippo something, but we're just going to continue just adding some of these darker values. Again, the paint's really watered down, so it's going to dry pretty translucent. Let's see if we zoom out. Oh, no. I forgot to put that away. And break. See when we zoom far away how it does really look like water. We're just slobbing some different colors around. Here too. Put a little more blue. And then I'm gonna let it dry. Just keep you on your toes, yeah. Keeping you and me on my toes. But, yes, we are going to let this dry a little bit. Again, you can add as much detail as you want later, now, whatever. But we can't start our little cutie until it is dry. So actually, I'm lying to you. Let's put some fish in the background. I'll zoom in for that. So again, it doesn't matter where you're putting your fish picture. We're looking here. We're probably going to put her head here and her body's going to come down, right? So I'm thinking of putting some fish up in this top corner. Joe Kaiser! It's been ages. How's it going? How's it going? All right, see, so we're going to put some fish up here. We really can put them anywhere, but picture where she's going to go. So let's put some in the top corner. That's, I just wanted to show you before I zoomed in up there and you didn't know. Just for context. We're drawing fishes. And again, remember what I just said about you want your background to be real less detailed. That doesn't really make sense, but less detail in the background. We want it to fall backwards, fall it back into space, so when people look at it, it's not fighting with our hippo. So these fish don't by any means have to be very detailed at all. We are for sure going to be using that dark, not dark, wet concoction. We're going to be using a little brush. Take a smaller brush. I'd say small to medium. This is what I'm using. We're getting that really watered down dark blue. And to make it easy, let's just make a line first. Let's just start with a line. I'm just going to go, that is one fish. Trust me. Trust the process. One line, one fish. Okay, and from that line, we're going to make it like a teardrop almost. So on one side, you're going to go bubble and come back in. And same on the other side, you're going to bubble up and come back in down. You with me? Again, it's really watered down. You want him to fall into the background. He's a background fish. Let's pop that top fin out the top of his head. So you're just going to go meet a little line and bring it on down. And his little bottom fin, let's just meet and bring it back. Easy, right? And his tail can be whatever, like another triangle and another triangle from the end. That's a fish, if I've ever seen one. And now that we have the layout in, let's still take that watered down paint and just fill in that shape that we just made using triangles, lines, and curves. And now there's a little fish in the background. I'll show you, zoom out. Look at that. His top fin's a little thick, that's okay. But that's one fishy. And we want to make a bunch of different fishies of different sizes. Let's make one right here, a little bit smaller. You can bubble it, bubble it. Fin out the top, fin out the bottom. And some tail. Give me some fin. That one's a little crazy. Aren't we all a little crazy? We also, I guess, probably could add some of these in at the end once we fit her in there, but we'll keep going for it. We'll keep going for it. Why don't we do one going the other way? A little small one, right? Oh, can you still see it? Yeah, you can. Perfect. We bubble, we bubble. We fin, we fin. We tail, we tail. Oh my goodness, that one got away on me too. And maybe some tiny ones, like a little baby lion that's just like he's in the distance and a bit of a tail. Do you see, like, even look, you guys can hardly tell. Looks like just a little line. But you know that there's always fish in the hippo pond. Pond. Sanctuary. Container. Well, yeah. Justin just said you mean the ocean. Well, yes. But I guess I'm saying the hippo pond because that's the pictures of Fiona and this is her in her home habitat. That's where she lives. At the zoo. But yes, you are right. There's uncapped hippos with fish. For sure. But again, look, see from far away, it's just, they're subtle. They're in the background. We're laughing. And since they're a little, like, translucent, it's even better. It shows them, like, far in the back. As long as it has, like, the two little, oops, that's a long tail. As long as it has the two little tail lines out the end, it's a fish. Right? Like, look at it close up. Who knows? It could be a submarine. It could be a bumblebee. But when you look at it from far away, it's just a fish in the distance. How's that? How do we like them apples? Maybe just one more little freak right here. Beep. Okay, that one looks like an airplane. Alright, so we've got some fish. We've got a cool watery background. Again, some of you might have painted to the edge. Some of you might have left it painted off like me. Maybe some of you are messy painters like me. Oh my goodness, Casil. Has it ever been a journey? It's been a while since I've seen that name. How's it going? How's it going? It has been, like, forever. I don't even remember the last time you've made it to a stream. Oh, this light is bright. Okay. Who's ready to start painting Fiona herself? Dream girl. Oh, parched. Okay. We want a little brush out. If you are a penciler, feel free to grab your pencil. Now is the time to pencil away. I'm using this real low skinny brush. It's like a pencil. Doesn't have to be that skinny though if you don't have it. Something pointed usually helps. That's a little bit bigger. You can use one like that. This one has a pointed edge. Whatever you got. The smallest brush you got. I do know you got a ring as I seen through the old Insta. Yes. Oh my gosh, the ring came up twice already today. Oh, Dana, here I was planning a wedding's a journey. We'll get married at some point. Don't. Planning a wedding is bringing us joy right now, so. They're expensive. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There are some pencilers out there, but there are some painters along with me ready to paint our little hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. What movie is that from? So I'm getting that really watered down consistency again. See how I keep bringing my brush up back to this cup over here of water because I want that really watered down concoction. Chocolate milk. Consistency is what I usually say. And then we're going to pick where her cute little head's going to go. Okay? Where's her cute little head going to go? Let's say right about here. I always like to pretend like I'm going to draw it to imagine where it should go. And let's just draw a circle. Oh, look, I didn't have enough water on my brush because you can't see the circle. But see how the circle sucks? Like I'm going around a few times. It doesn't matter if you have to overlap your line, if it's not perfect. This is just our rough draft. Especially when there's people using pencil. Like this is literally just our rough sketch to figure out where everything goes. If you're painting over a fish, that's okay. Just go to a government building, sign the papers, and say you had it. Well, no, because we're basically married right now. We just want to have a huge party with our friends and family. We don't care about all the traditions. We just want the party. Because we basically are married already. We've been together for 8 years. Lived together. Basically already married. It's the party that is fun to be had. Justin, the wedding planner, thinks otherwise. It's just the party. Stop it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We just made our guest list the other day, which that's the first thing we've done. We've almost been engaged for a year, and we finally made a guest list. That's a big deal. 150 people. That's a good number. Justin, I've been making that joke a few times about how you will dress like Moira at the wedding. Okay, we've got a circle. That was easy, wasn't it? No stress, folks. We are going to start mapping out where her face is going to go, but again, we're just rough sketch mode. We're using pencils. We're using watered down paint. Who knows? But it's casual. We are going to acknowledge that this is the middle, right? If we were going to cut that circle in the middle, that would be there. But our little cutie isn't looking there. She's looking to the side a little bit more, right? So this is where we kind of want to imagine where the center of her head is. Oh, you didn't see my fingers were in there. This is technically the center, but we're going to be coming over a little bit to the left. See what I'm doing there? See what I'm doing? Picking up what I'm saying? And we're not just going to do a straight line because it's in a circle. Remember, I don't teach you guys perspective, but I teach you little trickies how to mock what we're seeing. So if we were to draw a straight line, it would be like this. Same here. It would be straight down here. But since it's in a circle, we're going to be copying the shape of the circle. Know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go about here, and I'm going to draw the circle. See how it's not a straight line? If it was a straight line, it would be like this, but it's not. It's like this. We followed the shape of the circle that we've already drawn, and that's how we're mapping out where her face is going to go. Yep, trust the process. Infinite Silver ain't lying. That is where the middle of our cutie patooty's face is. Now, we're keep using that watered down paint. We're still using our little brushies. And we are going to draw another circle. We're going to pick where her eyes, see how her eyes pop out of her head, just so cute on the side here. So we're going to go, right? This is the top of her head that we drew. Look at our picture down here and see where that top of that head is. And now we're going to go over here and draw let's say an oval, not a circle. It can be a circle if you want. But I'm drawing it pretty dark. If you're doing this at home, your drawing can be pretty light. I'm doing it dark so that y'all can see it. But remember, it can be light for you. That's okay. see, acknowledge how it goes over the line a little bit. It's split in half by our initial circle. It's almost touching this curvy line. Always seeing where all these shapes go compared to one another. So you're always kind of trying to stay within that big circle, right? That circle's helping us planning where our hippo's going. And now that we've figured out where that eye is, we're going to cut it off a little bit. See how there's a little bit of eye underneath? It's not quite in the middle. But now we're drawing another big circle, which is her snout. And it is going over. Let me draw it on there before you start drawing yours on. We've got a big oval. This is her snout. Right? Do you see it? Let me zoom in. Maybe it'll be... Oh, that's not the right button. Right? This is her snout. It goes over that other eye a little bit. It goes over our initial circle that we drew a little bit. And it comes down, a big egg. And we keep on going. On to the next eyeball, which again, we're not drawing like the tiny little eye, like we're doing like the whole eye socket when we're doing this big circle. So again, we're like coming up to that ball that we've made. And we're doing a big old circle. Ooh, mine got a little away on me again. That might be just the quote of the day. Just getting away on me a little bit. But see, we've got, it's a little bit bigger. Maybe it's a little bit bigger than that circle back there. This one was more of an oval and this one's more of a circle. Remember, her eyeball is going to be inside of there at some point. This is just the socket. Just the socket. And from that eye socket, we've got a cute ear. But her ear is pretty easy. We're going to come just a little bit. If we're going on the outline of the eye, see how this is the original circle right here? We're just going to come a bit above it. And just swoop out. Swoop. See, it's not a straight line. Oops, my pencil cut it. It's not a straight line. It's a swoop up. And from that swoop up, you're just going to curl into this original circle. Probably a little too much of a curl. I swooped up a little too much. See an ear right there? Aw. I think this one's going to be really cute. And I am always like, make the eyes, if you want something to be super cute, make it chubbier and you make the eyes bigger. Same in this story. Just the chubbier the better. You can't make it too, I don't want to hear anybody saying, it's too chubby. No. No such thing. All right, so we've got the schnoz, we've got the ear, we've got the eyes. We're still using watered down blue. And this is her chin, y'all. This line that we made is the chin. This is the bottom of, like, this is her main. Okay, just kidding. This is her double chin, I guess, would be the proper term. This, if anyone's looking at the reference photo, is her first chin, double chin. So now we're going to be building bubbles of more chins off of that because that's what a hippo is. I love it. So from about where, like, you know how our snout went over top the circle, probably in that pinch, like right where this oval connects with our original circle, like right here, I'm going to bubble out a little bit, and then I'm going to mock the same curve, right? Like this is a circle. I'm going to mock that same curve. Just go shweep all the way up to its ear. Maybe even higher in there. That cute little double chin. And keep Keep it going, like make another one. Just rolling, rolling, rolling. How many rolls? Doesn't matter. Probably 3 is where I'm gonna max out here. Because again, you probably want her to hit the bottom. Like, you guys know that I like to let it paint drippy at the bottom. Some people don't like that. You might want to paint it all the way to the bottom. Or, again, at the end, with your white, you can make a circle around it if you want to. But I'm not worrying about the circle. We're just making this roly-poly cutie patootie. I can even... That looks right. Okay. Make her even chubbier down there. But you see, right? Original circle, and then we bubbled out, and then we bubbled out again. We're always following that curve of that bottom circle, but we've just got our roly-poly queen ready to be almost colored in. Okay, so we're still using pencils if you got it, or this paintbrush with watered down blue. We are going to go up to our eyeballs again, and we're going to draw a smaller circle inside our big circle, because remember, these are just the big old eye socket bubbles, whatever they're called. That's for sure what am I trying to say, you guys? Anatomically correct. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so let's do a circle right here. See how it's in the back end? It's not in the middle. It is in the back end of our big bubble circle. Let me zoom in a little bit. Looks like a shocked cartoon character right now, right? With the big bubble around and this little eyeball here. Frog eyes, yep. But again, like, we're still going to go in there and make a smaller eyeball inside. See, like, you can go... I wasn't going to do that step right now, but just so you see how it builds up like that. Same on this side, but she's looking to the side, right? So we need that eye right on the side. Right on the side, and we'll deal with that later. So we've got a hippo, right? Looks like a hippo to me. There's her little ear. I'm just going through. We might have to fix some of her body shapes, but that's okay. We've got her crazy frog eye Muppet going strong. Now for that mouth, we conveniently have made the center of her nose, right? We've got this line here down the middle that's helping us center everything around it. So we're going to come about halfway down that oval, and that's where the mouth is going to meet, the mouth line, right? Or smile line, right in the middle here. So when you're in the middle, you're going to go down on one side. Down. Whoop. Same on the other side, you're going to go down. We picked that point, and they meet in that middle line that we've already made. We are going to be coloring over a little bit of this, but it's nice to have this layout to be able to see where we're going, right? And that line will match up with our original circle, which becomes his chin, right? We talked about that being his main chin, her main chin. How rude of me, misgendering Fiona. But see how we have made that crease in their mouthy. She got a tickle in my throat. This hippo looks hilarious. I love when people come in right now and they're probably like, ah! It's like a jump scare at the moment. All right, so then you come on down and see how we match up to that oval that we've made. Again, some people's ovals might be a different placement, but if you're kind of seeing how it matches up about to the eye, And we curve it on up like a mustache. See where it's going? Again, we still have to color her in, but can you see that smile a little bit now? Oh my gosh, Justin, thanks for the share. But you can see her coming to life. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at that little cutie patootie. It's crazy how it all gets started, right? We're trusting the process, I'm telling ya. Oh my gosh, I cannot say her username, so Ocho80. I usually usernames just go over my head, so I don't know why I tried. But it is crazy, isn't it? So we've got all that laid out. The cutie is laid out. Let's get a bigger brush and let's start just like coloring her in. This one's a lot easier than other ones, I think. Just kidding, I'm not gonna say that because I usually like jinx us. But get out a bigger brush. It's a medium-sized brush. It can be rounded. It can be even more pointed. It can be smaller even, depending on the size of your canvas. Remember, it's really up to you. But we want to be filling in big spaces of color, so a bigger brush is better than a small bitty brush that we were using for like outline, right? So I like to always get you to look at the reference photo. Some of you might not care, but the way that I decide where I am placing all of these colors, all that powder is just finally getting out of my eyes. How you find all of these how you decide where to place these colors is because I squint at my little picture down there in the corner and I see where the darkest values are. And now we're going into our blue, but not in that like super watered down consistency. We're going into that thick blue straight out of the tube, mostly paint, not as much water. I just had some paint on my brush. Using your medium to big size brush, just take a slob of blue. I'm squinting at my reference photo and I'm seeing where the darkest is. And the first place I notice is right under her chinny chin chin is dark blue. So I'm gonna go in. Again, a little bit of water helps pull the paint across your canvas. But you don't want it to be that chocolate milk consistency. We don't want it to go on opaque. We want it to go on darker and solid. And in all of her rolly curves, I'm gonna bring in that thick dark blue paint. And again, I'm just like when I was doing the water and I was only going left to right. I'm kind of doing the same thing when it comes to filling in these shapes. Like I'm only following the curve. I'm not going up and down. I'm kind of doing this curves left and right to kind of mock the shape also, because sometimes those brush strokes can kind of help form shape without you having to do any work, which is kind of nice because I'm a lazy painter, so I like to cut corners and find little tricks. So again, we've got her double chin, her triple chin, and her quadruple chin colored in. Again, since I'm a messy painter, not painting to the edges, I'm going to dip my brush in water and kind of bring that dark blue again through here to just get some drips out the bottom, because I'm not going to paint her whole body. I just kind of want it to bleed off at the bottom. Let your eyes decide what happens down there, but we're not going to paint that detail. We don't have to. We know she's just a big mass of beauty down there. And see how now I'm still using the same blue, but see how it looks a little bit lighter when I'm brushing it on, and that's just because my brush isn't loaded anymore and there's a bit more water on there. It's going on a bit translucent, which isn't bad. Now we're going to go up into the top of her little head, the top of that circle, and we're going to color that in dark blue as well. And bring it up to her eyeball. Alright, I can zoom into that too. But we've covered in her chin. We're covering in the top. If you cover in more spots than I did, not the end of the world at all. We're going to be painting over top a bunch of this anyway. It's kind of nice that the background was blue already and that it peeks through her a little bit. It just makes the painting feel cohesive when you can see those colors through, which are nice. Okay, let's see. Dark blue, maybe in her ear a little bit. And sure, in her eyeball a little bit. You can color that blue just to keep her looking wild. Just to keep us on her toes. We'll keep her looking crazy. And fill in a little bit of dark blue in this upper schnoz as well. We don't want to lose all the shapes that we've laid out. So you can add a little bit of water to your brush to make it a little translucent, but you should be able to still see some of that stuff peeking through. And I'm still kind of curving with the edges like we were before. Maybe let's just fill in that whole chin strap. Okay. Okay. One more on her chin. Cheek. It's a cheek. Okay. So we've got our little crazy colored in most of the way. I'll zoom out here. She looks wild, and we love it. We can even puff her out a little bit more on the side. Remember, our original drawing that we did, or sketch, or whatever, outlines are just the base, just helping us figure out where stuff goes. By no means are they permanent. By no means does it mean you have to stay within those borders. You can make her chubbier. You can come bring it inside a little bit more. Whatever works. Okay, we've got this roly-poly-oly going here. And now we're going to start lightening up the colors. We always go from dark to light, right? So we're going to get a blob of blue on our palettes and a bunch of white. And some people, you can use like a palette knife to mix. Some people can't believe I mix with my brush. My teachers would hate that we mix with my brush, but for me, it just feels right. So I teach you all my bad habits. Sorry, not sorry. I personally just like that, like, it doesn't mix the color perfectly, so you still get, like, some little, like, chunks of, like, the white or the blue. Like, I like that. So, that's what you get here. Sorry. Okay, so we added a little bit of light. Again, we don't have to be, like, super light by any means, but we want it to be a different value than the dark blue that we were using before. And again, we're using pretty thick paint, but you do always want water on your brush to help pull it across. And we are going to start by going in their little eyes up here. So see how we have that top circle. I am just going to fill in with this lighter color. Again, it can be messy. The water underneath her can be popping through too if you want. It doesn't have to be, oh, that's the wrong button. Where am I zooming in? You don't have to cover every single inch of her skin. You can always have the color peeking through the back, but I'm lightly going, again, kind of over top of the dark blue, but not fully over because we don't want to cover all of our work, right? We just put all that time in laying down all that value. So we don't want to hide everything we did, but we want to add to it. So see how I'm kind of touching, but not fully covering. More going into the spot that we haven't filled yet, right? Like up here, we've painted down here, but we haven't painted here. And that's where we're adding this medium valued blue. Again, feel free to play around with how much water you have on your brush or how opaque, how much water you have on your brush versus how not much water you have on your brush. with having like rough, messy strokes to thicker strokes. You can add some, like I'm gonna go in, my brush is still messy, right? It still has that blue on it. And I'm gonna go right into my white. So there's just like a little bit of white on top of my already messy brush. I'm gonna dab a tiny bit off on my palette. And then I'm gonna go into the edge here. I'm gonna rub a little bit more off. And see how I can make these rough lines, still going always left to right, in these areas that I want lighter. And the reason I'm finding out these areas want to be lighter is because I'm squinting at my reference photo, right? But it's giving us a nice, rough, messy, painterly look. Again, a little water, a little bit of white, and I'm gonna add it in her little double chin here, right? A little bit of lighter value. Oops, not. Oh, I'm zoomed in. A little bit of lighter value, and as you brush through, it kind of blends in with the wet paint that's already underneath. It's kind of fun, especially with characters, creatures, animals. With skin like this, when you paint it rough, it kind of helps give that look of the real feeling of that weird texture of skin. That rubbery, but like hairy, but like... You know what I'm saying? Is there an imagery? Can you picture it? But see how we're going through and filling in all of these other spots. See how my blue has got lighter, right? Because we've added some of that white in there. I'm still holding my brush pretty far back. I'm still painting it pretty loose. We're not adding too much detail right now. Yeah, guys, the white isn't really showing up as good white on the camera, but that is quite a lot lighter here, but it's not showing up, so that'll have to do. And again, whenever we're filling this in, we're being conscious of our darker areas. We're still being free and messy, but following the direction of whatever shape that we're in to keep that flow going. Not flow going, to keep that surface smooth is actually the word that I was trying to say. And the more you use a brush, the less loaded it gets, right? The paint gets onto the canvas and out of the brush, so then the strokes start getting like a little scratchier, which can also be an effect you can use too. Again, under the chin is a little bit lighter, but it's not as light as the rest that we were doing, so you can keep adding a little more touches of blue. See, in her little chin, I'm going to add a little bit of the lighter blue too. But again, not coming close to and touching, but not covering all the work we've done before. If you feel like you overdid it and you went over some of your dark too much, well, then just go right back into your dark blue and literally paint over what you are worried that you covered. There's nothing stopping you from going back to another step or another level or layer, value, shade. You can always go back and add to it. Like here, I'll even show an example. I'm going to go right into just the dark blue and just bump up that dark line here of where that chin goes. Oh, my computer lagged out on me. Let me know if I'm glitching out on you guys, because I am on mine. Yeah, the camera stopped working. What in the heck? Why you do this? Oh my gosh. Come on, little guy, don't do this to me. I was like, I'm painting, but my hand, you can see me, but look, you can't, like, when I paint on the painting, you can't, my painting camera, decided to take a break. Hold up. There we go. Is that better? I think I might have, like, kicked it out or something. What's a blue blob? Nikki, your hippo is a blue blue blob. That is, trust the princess. Hey, trust the princess is right. Sorry, Nikki, what were you saying? But hello, kiddo, yes. Another familiar face we haven't seen in a long time. If we're saying that our hippo is just a blue blob. Okay, can you send me a picture so I can see and then maybe help better? Sometimes I just do stuff and I don't teach it well. That happens sometimes, and I don't want to leave y'all hanging. Right? Okay, this brush is wilding out on me. It looks so cute. Right? Look at this cute little patootie. Cutie little patootie. So thick. I made her thicker than she is in the picture for show. But, I just hope. So I feel like I'm not well lit today. But kiddo, I'm actually in an out-of-home studio now. So this is my work, like this is my studio. So I have a streaming little corner. And then, it's hard to see, but over there I paint, and that's all you can see. One day, I will give y'all a tour of the studio. There we go. Okay, painters, we have been just slowly adding to our chubby little princess. Now that kiddo said princess, I just can't talk saying princess. Ring lights aren't as much useful as it might seem. No, I know. I need help for sure. I know this setup isn't good. I need the lighting to work for this, but then I need a lighting to my face. But if I put a lighting to my face, then it gets into this camera right here, which points into that, and then it messes up to that. So then I have a light over here to try to affect the light over there. I don't know. You know? And then it's like, there's my neon sign. I had to get like a dimmer so that it wouldn't be blown out in the picture. Why is that camera? This camera's not even supposed to focus. Y'all. Where's my autofocus? No. Do I look blurry now? I don't know. You know what? We're just going to paint. As long as the hippo looks great. As long as the hippo is working. I just don't know why all my cameras all of a sudden just decide to be like, no. We're just going to crash and burn for everybody. All right. Let's get back to our blobs, shall we? Let's zoom into this cutie patootie. So, we have this blob. Mine's kind of a blob too, Nikki. You didn't respond, so I don't know if you are still worried that it's a blob, but we're going for it. No worries, okay? So let's get some dark blue on our brushes, and we're just going to define some shapes before we add in some lighter ones. Oh, you sent a pic. Okay, perfect. Blech. Where's my phone? Okay. Oh my gosh, it's not. It is not the blob that you think it. That's literally what she looks like. This is literally what she looks like. It's literally what she looks like. I don't think you have to worry too much. Maybe add a little bit of lighter, like. Oh, you can't see my mouse. Like right, like in her second chin. Right, there's like her chin, then there's a dark like you have, which is great, but then the next one, just add a little bit of lighter, I think. Like the same color you have over here, just a little bit. See how it's light here as well? Just to define that one bumpy belly. Do you care if I show everybody, or would you rather not? I don't have to. But it's literally not, it's great. I really don't think it's a blob. I know I can show you on the computer here. Oh, that's something else, but you can look at that. Okay, see? It's not a blob at all. What I was telling her was I think she just needs to lighten up this belly bump, right? Like, just see how she has great lights over here? You guys can see my mouse, right? Yeah. That just needs to add a little bit of lighter here. And now we're going to go back into her face to start bumping up, but it looks exactly like... That's what she is! She's a big blob! She's a blob! So no stress there, no stress there. We just gotta define some of yours is like probably better size. I mean, yours actually looks probably better than mine. Okay, okay. Dope, thank you. Femdimes and thank you. Oh, we got a thing, good job, Nikki. Oh, 0, sweet little angel. All right, let's zoom on into this little cute face. And we're gonna go right into our dark blue, and this is just gonna start laying out some of the face shapes, okay? I know we've already used our dark, but it probably dried a little bit lighter. This is just gonna help us define some of these shapes. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go on the top of the head and just kind of do like an outline. See how we're just like defining where that head is? And from there, we're gonna cut a little bit of the circle. So this was a perfect circle, but we want to cut a little edge of it. See how I've just kind of shaved a little bit off the side. Alright. Do you see that? Just kind of a darker outline. And then we're also going to just draw a line with this dark blue. It might not show up on everybody's, but it's just helping that line that we did that was down the center, right? And then you can just kind of buff that blue out a little bit. But we're defining the shape of her face. And same over here. We're going to cut this circle a little bit off. See, I came into it a little bit. Do you see that shape? So we've got the back of her head. We've got this darker blue triangle that cut the circle a little bit. And then with that same blue, you're just going to kind of roughly outline that circle from where you cut it off. Oop, that's kind of a thick line, but that's okay. Would like to see a couple of your previous paints when you're done with the touch-ups. Like the paint nights that we've done on here, or which paintings you're thinking about. Why is that camera just glitching so hard? Man. Hey, new setup. And on this eyeball, we are going to just draw that line of where that dark circle was, right? We drew a darker circle. We're just bumping up that line to define where her eyeball is. And I'm going to just keep going. I don't stress if I'm going a little fast. Now we are going to do a eyelid. So from the bottom of that outline that we just made, we're going to do a curved line. Boop. To make an eyelid. Right? Do you see how it matched up that circle there? We basically just cut that eyeball into a pie, and the line continues out to make her cute little eyelash. Look at that. Do you see that line? It's like a curved swoop. Yeah, any other recent stuff would love to see. Ooh, kiddo, do I got a lot of stuff. Unfortunately not in this corner. But I'm actually working, when I say I haven't done my part of it yet. Justin is helping me with a new website that will have a lot of good stuff on there. Nice and ready to see. My Instagram has everything, but I know not everybody has Instagram. Okay. So, see how we've kind of defined this top part of her head with those darker colors? Do we see it coming together a little bit? Now we're going to come over here. We still have that dark blue in this little brush. We're using pretty thick paint, not too opaque, not too much water. And again, we're just going to redraw the line of that circle that we've already colored in all the way to the edge. Right? Because we just colored this circle in, and now we're just defining that line with that dark blue, because that's the top of her eyelid. But remember, it's not her full eye. She's not that huge bug-eyed. We're coming inside that circle and we're doing, again, that exact same line, but underneath it, right? Like basically parallel to that line that we just drew. Boop, boop. And again, just on the bottom, the same thing. You're just mocking what you've already drawn, just the opposite way to get that eyeball in there. But they're all coming to a point at the end. And then back to the bottom of that circle, define that line again. Right? And we've got a real eye. See how the line didn't go in the middle? We didn't draw the line in the middle. We drew the line at the top and over and at the bottom and over. In Tay's world, everything's blue. You know what's actually really funny? This, I know that you didn't mean this at all in the way I'm about to say, but I've actually just found out that I actually do think I see in blue more than normal people. I think I see everything with a tinge of blue. A tinge of blue. Dan and I have been in many arguments about what colors of things are. And I always think something's blue. Reverse color blindness, yeah, like more color. Yeah, who knows? But we got a black paint, but it's obviously a cooler black, meaning it is blue tinged. But when I look at it, it's literally just blue to me. I'm like, that's not black, it's blue. Who knows? Okay, how do we feel? We've got our hippo's little eyeball started. Now we're going to come up and maybe we can still in each other's. Do you see our little V that we have here, right? Remember, this was the line. We drew that line in the middle there. There was a little V. We are going to just define the top of that shape that we made earlier from that V point. So see again, just another outline of dark blue at the top there. Maybe some animals see like that? Hey, maybe. That would be cool. Maybe I am an animal. That's how we find out. The reference art is done by me. It is. It's easier to do paint nights of my own paintings. I don't have to worry about people being upset that I'm using their stuff. And then I'm just still squinting and filling in some color. I know I just saw that. I'm like, is it on my body? I don't know where that came from, but it is on brand to get paint on my arm. Okay, and then we're still got this dark blue. See, we're picturing this top snout. We did make this a whole oval is how we drew it. But right now we're going to come in and pretend that this top part is an oval and just get some dark blue just right in that. See how it's curved as well? We're just showing the shape of this top snout. Okay. Hippo looks sleepy. She probably is a little sleepy. I'm sleepy. And then we are bringing her ear over here. So, right, we've did this top eyelid, and the line comes on down. And from the ear, we're going to from that, we're popping out onto the ear. And doing just kind of a curved line because her ears are also chubby and wrinkly. So see how I did a double line there? Can you see that? I don't know. And then we're going to puff out her big cheek. You can make it as big as you want, but she's got a big cheek here too. Right. All right. And bump up this belly fat. Again, if your blue isn't really showing up, if you've already painted it super dark and this blue isn't showing up, don't stress about it. We'll add some lighter colors in instead. But again, I'm just kind of defining some of that shape, some of the blob. I think she even has one extra blob that we haven't painted. See right here, just an extra little blump, a little bloop. And in this crease of her ear is just a little darker. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Do we see her coming along? We see her smile, right? We've planned where her smile is going to go, but we're going to build that up later. I just like to help you guys see where it is so you keep remembering she's cute. There's a cute hippo under there. We're going to just define that chin. And even, it looks like she has a little bit more chub on this side that I missed, but we can just define some of these shapes. I'm just getting a little bit more of that darker blue outline. And we are laughing. Our blob is coming to life. Now, boring, but actually, let's do some splatter quick. So, if you've got a toothbrush, toothbrushes are great for splatter. A medium-sized brush works if you don't have a toothbrush. Like this is a good, oh my gosh, look how much dust is coming out of that. We are gonna go right into our dark blue, but we're bringing a bunch of water down just like that good old chocolate milk consistency that we did at the start. We want it really watered down. And then we are going to just splatter some very watered down blue. Again, splatter stresses some people out, so don't do it if you don't want to. But I'm going to hold this like this far away from my painting, and I'm literally going to flick the paintbrush, the bristles of the paintbrush to get some good splatter on her belly. A lot in her little like nose. It's okay if it gets on the back, like on the water background. Like who cares? It's water back there too. But I'm just I'll bring it closer so you can see the effects of it. Again, it's very watered down. Nose, yes. It's very watered down, so it's going to dry lightly, but it's going to give us some nice texture in there. If you use a toothbrush, same thing with that watered down. You'd use the same water. But then I like shoot it like a gun, like fling, fling, like this. So I'm just splattering a little bit onto our cutie little girl. Oh my god, it's already 8:20. Wowza, sneaking up on me. Okay. And while that's happening, let's do a little bit of white splatter too. I think that'll be fun. Again, you just gotta water down. Mine's gonna be light blue because my water is filthy. It's 10:20 there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, right, Nikki's in Ontario. Oh, my goodness, Kate. We're just powering through, folks. We will do it. There actually isn't as much as it probably looks like there is. But I'm splattering some white, too, because that's fun. And it really helps do, like, texture that you don't have to, which is nice. Let me bring that close again. Look at that. Beauty. Ah, I see her already smiling. Okay, we're going to let that dry a tiny touch, but then we are going to go with even lighter blue than we used. Remember, we made a mixture down here of light blue, and that's where we've got all these colors. And now we're going to go in and make it even lighter. If you don't have any more of that blue left, don't worry about it. Just go back in and make a way lighter blue. Way lighter. Paint. Excuse me. Acrylic paint does dry a little bit darker than it looks on your palette. But we're going to want it a bit whiter. And it's okay if we blend in some of our splatter, but we're just going to start going for it. Just blending in the splatter sometimes looks nice anyway. So we've got our little cutie, right? We've got our lighter blue on our brushes. It's probably going to look white to you on the camera because it's messed up. But we are going to put a streak of the lighter blue just on the top. Oh, let's make it even lighter than that. Maybe we do want it closer to white than I thought. So we are, again, squinting at our photo and seeing where are all these lighter values. For sure, right on the top of that front eyeball. A little bit in the crease here. See how I made a little line right there? A little bit in her upper eyelid. See how she's slowly coming together with just these little touches of a lighter value. She even has lighter underneath her eye. Again, you don't want to cover up all of your work underneath. We're just putting little smaller splotches of the lighter color. Maybe a little bit underneath that eyelid too. Again, this is a lighter blue. We don't have too much water on it. We have way more paint than water. We've got a little light spot in that little triangle that we made. Oops. Maybe a little line down the middle. You can add a little touch of water to help put across, but again, we want it pretty opaque. She's got a little bit on the other side of her chin here. There's a gym upstairs. They scare me every once in a while. Someone like throws a medicine ball or something and it scares the crap out of me. And under her first chin, we've got a little bit of the lighter color. Again, this is going to help it not be a full blob when you have a little bit of value change, right? When it's all this one color, that's where you get the blob. That's where you get blob vibes. But when you add different values, dark, medium, and light values throughout your whole piece, you'll get a little bit more variety and shape. And with this color, we're also going to just be like dabbing little spots. So see how I'm just going dab, 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 dab. In this nose. You can even use your finger to soften them up a little bit if you want. But we are going in the top right of these little belly, I mean a belly, nose, of these little nose bubbles. And I'm just dabbing my paintbrush, dab, 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 around in that. Remember, we made these like little darker shape there. We made that little shadow already to kind of show the shape of that nose, of that snout. See how she's kind of coming to life a little bit there. We also use this light blue to just kind of highlight that smile line, which we're going to darken up in a bit with that black at the end. But, right, we use that lighter color on the top half of the mouth and maybe a little line on the bottom too. But again, when we're squinting, we can see that it's light right here on the side as well. How is she looking? Still with this lighter blue on this top eye. Again, we're just kind of going basically where we've gone before, but we don't want to cover up our work. We're just doing like smaller highlights, smaller little touches of the lighter color so that we can still see the dark, the medium, every layer of color that we've been adding on. That's what gives us the depth. Oh, I shouldn't have zoomed out. See, I'm going up here too with just a little bit of this lighter blue, just on one half of her eyeball. And over top her little snout. She's got little wrinkles and things everywhere. Tap, 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 tap. I know I'm just like jumping around. It's the only way I know how. Right, and on here too, you can add a couple touches of light on her ear and around in the main circle. It's a little lighter, that little bubble. Oh, more paint on me. And again, we haven't went to white yet, right? This is still just a light blue. We haven't been using white. White is usually our final highlighted color. Okay, she's looking good now. See? Trust in the process. Gotta get that tattooed on my forehead. Okay. Let's see. What do I think we should do first? 8:30. We're okay on time. The background's already done. We are gonna go in with... What do I think we should do? Let's do black first. Let's go in with black and just get some of our like outlines and stuff finished, and we'll do some white highlights and bubbles to finish it off, and we're laughing. We're laughing. That's blue. Where's the black one? So again, you never need as much black as you think. Black's a very powerful pigment. It'll go on forever and ever and ever. Amen. So I'm only taking a little bit out. I always take out more than I probably should. When it comes to outlining, it stresses some people out. Don't let it stress you out. Depends on what type of brush you got. Usually a brush that is pointed. The more pointed, the better. It can be super small, right? Like teeny tiny if you want. It can be medium sized. Oh, where'd the camera go? Whatever works. Just I have to give you my tips and tricks. Always have a little bit of water on your brush. It's important to get it to pull across. For every share, Justin will drop an ice cream. If people just share the stream, if it just pops up in there and says blah blah blah, share the stream, you're gonna give me an ice cream? You guys, am I picking up what he's laying down? Okay, when I was talking, oh my gosh, thanks. When I picked up, or when I'm talking about outlines and how it's easier to go thin to thick, you always want to use just the thin end of the brush. So see how I'm using my palm and I'm just using just the tip of the paintbrush, and see how thin of a line that is. But if I press hard, so if you look from the side, like every single bristle, oh my gosh, it's dripping down my hand. Every single bristle is on the canvas, my hand, whatever. Look how thick of a line this is versus that thin one when you're using just the tip of the line, right? Thanks, Nikki and Justin. So when you're going in to do these outlines, make sure you're trying to use the tip of your brush. Or if you want it to be a super thick outline, then don't even do anything about it. Use a thick outline. That's totally fine. So we're going to start, I guess. I got to zoom in. Let's make her eyeball first. Let's do that. We'll start from the side. Easy peasy. This eyeball is literally just coloring in that leftover space underneath that pupil that we made, right? We made her eyelash. You can even paint the eye. You can paint her a couple more eyelashes if you want. But we're just coloring that part in dark. We've still got black on our brush, and we're going to go 2 little nostrils on the top. It is like writing with a pen, 100%. A lot of the mediums are way closer in similarity than you'd think. Oh my gosh, my camera is being crazy down there. Sorry, guys. Now let's go to this little eyeball, and it's still dark blue, and that's good. But we're going to go over halfway, and instead of drawing a straight line, we're going to curve the line. Like how we went over here. We curved the line in the shape of the circle. Same on this side. We're going to just curve right in the middle of that circle we made, and then paint the left half black. Leave the back little half white, but we're going to paint the front half black. It's going to look a little scary. Now we're going to put that little white dot in her eye, and that one dot highlight always just makes everything look so cute. We don't know why. It just works. Trust it. Okay, there's 2 little nostrils. Again, if you want to define that line down the middle, you can. But now we're going to draw that mouth line, which is right in the middle of those 2 light lines we made, right? So we're just going to go whoop, whoop, with that black right through the middle. And on the other side, it's not an oval anymore. It's got a little bit of a lip. See how it came out in a little bit of a square instead? We've kind of popped a little square out of the rectangle that, or the oval that we already drew. And then we can kind of come up. I'm noticing the shape's a little off. I'm going to just fix it with this black line. I'm just going to come up and sharpen that edge. It's not as round. She has a little bit of a sharper edge. Do you see how I did that there? But then it just comes up to the top, to that dark blue line that we've already made. Beautiful. And then when it comes to this nose or mouth over here, we never finished her off, right? We came on down and we curved it up like a mustache. Right? Oh, I'll bring it a little closer. She's a little off. We curved it up like a mustache. And now we're going to draw a line straight at a diagonal. See, it's going up at an angle. And then just another little smile curl at the bottom. Look at that, right? We did a mustache, a line straight up, and another J, basically. A little J at the end. Look at that little smiley Sue. Oh my gosh, I dropped the brush. And we are going to just outline that lower chin in black. Again, we did a good job defining it with that dark blue, but we need that black a little bit just to bump up that shape a bit more. Same down here, we're just gonna bring a little bit of a black line. It can be a little messy, it's okay, it could be like a wrinkle, right? They're wrinkly in these spots, so you maybe even should do a couple. See how I did a couple lines side by side a little bit, like messy, they look a little wrinkly. That's cool. If you want to just do one single line, go for it as well. You don't gotta listen to me. I really love when people freestyle, really, when they kind of go on their own, and maybe somebody's painting like a pink hippo out there. That'd be cutie. Same over here. Let's just make some lines to that big old body. It's bringing me nostalgia when paintbrush drops by accident. Hey, it happens to everybody. Even the professionals, right? It always makes me laugh. I know I'm a professional artist, but it makes me laugh when I say it. It doesn't feel like it. Okay. And again, just a couple little outlines where we've already put them just to define some of these shapes. You don't have to outline her in full. And do a couple spots, a couple dots of black in her snout. And again, try to be kind of random with them. Try not to make them exact. Like, I feel like I just made them all the exact same size and the exact same distance of themselves, but try to make some smaller ones, some bigger ones. Right? Oh, you mean in my old, do you remember were you there when I like smashed a mug on live stream once. I was using it to like hold something up and it fell and it just smashed. And I dropped my phone and it smashed on a live stream once too. Everyone's like, oh no, your phone fell. And I was like, oh my gosh, I drop it every day. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And then like 10 minutes later, I go to check on it and it was completely shattered. So that was funny too. Gotta find those left ones. Okay, and with this black on our brush too, let's just do a couple little like, oh, that's a little aggressive. I didn't mean it to be that big of a line, like little whiskers. But I'm doing some little wispy whiskers. You didn't want to remind me? Oh, now it's mistakes like that in my life all the time. I break stuff always. Oh, that's gross. I'm getting away myself there. Okay. Now, I guess maybe her ear a little bit, but okay. So, we're going to get some white out. Not white out, but white out onto your palettes. You can use a little brush, whatever works. But the first thing we're gonna do is a perfect white dot right in her cute little eye. Literally, why did that just make her so cute? I don't get it. I don't get what the white does, why something so simple. But it is perfect. And then again, now we have white on our brush. Remember how we're kind of going through, doing all these things. Same, go where we had those light blue and add a tiny touch of white. But again, you don't want to cover up all your work. So it's even tinier touch of white than it was of the tiny touch of light blue. But we're going through and just adding some little touchies into some of these spaces, even like under their mouth. Oh my gosh, that one just dot in her eye, I tell ya. And again, just like we did before, you're gonna have to want to do a couple dots of white in her snout as well. I can't remember who has the original Fiona the Hippo. I'm not sure that I painted like this painting. I'm not sure who has it. I'm too through my device. You're gonna throw your device at your bed? No! Autocorrect happens. To me all the time. I'm actually not a terrible typer or texter. I'm just, I always am like doing a million things at once when I'm like texting or whatever. So I type really fast and I don't like look over it. So autocorrect is a blessing and a curse sometimes, right? How do our little hippos look? You can even do some, how is she? Precious angel. You can even do some white little hairs if you want in there. Oh my gosh, she kills me. Oh, Bubsy. Hello, hello. How's it going? How you doing? We're just adding final touches to our little cutie patootie over here. You can even, like, on the eye line, make a little lighter. I might, like, pop her eyelid down a little bit more on this side. Let's see. Oh, no, that just made her, like, sleepy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Don't look here for a second, everybody. Let me just pretend that never happened. Dee-dee-dee. There we go. Hippopotamus. Oh, you're at Castle. Beautiful. Wanted to drop me a prop, you little angels. Thank you. On vacation, coming to give me treats. Let's see what looks weird. Thank you. Oh, I want to give her some eyelashes maybe on this side. It might be a little weird that her eye's blue. Like maybe we want to add like a little bit of light in the back of this eyelid. I don't really know. Maybe. It was a couple of weeks ago I got my hair corrected. Yeah. Yeah, I pushed it on Instagram 100%. I know, but it's already fading because colored hair is the worst. The worst. How is this little hippo? I feel like you've gotta splatter that texture on her a little bit. And again, just talking about details, right? Depending on how far you want to push it, you can go in with however many values of blue you want to try. Where is this? You can go in and paint some wrinkles on her. There are so many things you can do to bump up the detail of the painting, or you can call it done as is, right? Like everybody has different excuse me, levels of details, or finished is different to everybody. You can add some more darker values by looking at what's on the picture. Whatever works. Sometimes I feel like I just start picking away and not telling you guys what I'm doing. What days do you guys go on? Any specific day? So, yes, you caught us on the one day of the month. Every last Thursday of the month, we do these paint nights. It used to be weekly, but then life got a little crazy. It was when it was COVID and we were all home together doing nothing. But now it's turned to the last Thursday of every month, which is today. And then they all go on my YouTube. So I have about like 80 plus of these just recorded and popped right onto my YouTube right after. So if you miss the live, you don't really miss it. Oh, Daryl, thanks for the prop too, you guys. But yeah, so we like to say last Thursday of every month. Next month is for sure Halloweeny. We're probably going to be doing the rainbow tea skeleton that we're doing at Chroma Club. Chroma Club just posted that today. You can take a peek, see at that. We'll probably be doing that on here. It's super cute and super fun. You're going to follow me on YouTube? Thank you. Infinite Server, it feels like I'm stalking you. I just see your answer. No, of course you can't. When I put my life on Instagram the way that I do, I can't think it's weird that people know that I'm doing stuff or what I'm doing, right? So don't feel like I think you're stalking. I can't think it's weird if I'm choosing to share it with you all the time, right? It is safe to say I got the start. Like, so I've been full-time arting for about 8 years now. Excuse me. And at first I will say, yes, it was weird for me when people like I didn't know would be like see me on the street or something, or like bring up something, or everyone knew what I was doing. But it's like, well, at this point I'm like, yeah, well, it's normal now. I've brought it on myself. I can't be weirded out by it. And if I don't want to share something with you guys, then I just don't share it. So, you know, nothing wrong there. But there's really not much I don't share with you. My life isn't very exciting. How do we feel about our hippo? Should we give her just like one little light dot in the other eye? It doesn't really make sense, but it's cute. How's that? I think she's pretty cutie. I'm looking back and forth. When I'm doing this, I'm squinting back and forth between each picture. We've got fish. Oh, Nikki sent her photo in already. Perfect. I don't know if you're the only one painting today. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. There were a bunch of people in the live the whole time, but you're the only one who vocalized it. This one is smiling more than the other one. Okay, you're not wrong. I think that's actually super cute. Probably on purpose. Do I get a prize if you are? Hey, I feel like I actually do owe you a print, to be honest. Why do I feel like I owe you something? I feel like you used the hashtag one time and I didn't. Again, it's okay. The lives are, yes. See, I do owe you something. So, there you go. At some point. I know way more people wait till they're on YouTube, and that's totally fine. Like, it's easier to, it's easier to do it at your own pace, right? Like here we shove it into 2 hours, right? And not everybody likes to paint that fast, and that's okay. But I also hate filming paint nights by myself, like ones where like it's not live, where it's just like me instructing. I hate. Well, I don't hate. I don't enjoy those as much. So it's a double. Helps me out both ways to do the lives, and then it makes me the YouTube content at the same time. So it's just nice. But Dan and I are going to be trying to make a little bit more of build my YouTube a bit more. The one was the convention stories. You're laughing when I was doing something last minute. Oh, behind. Yeah, I was stuffing prints because I ran out. Which again, good problem to have. I've just been picking away at this little cutie. I can totally stop. Let's take a look at Nikki's. I didn't do any bubbles or anything, but they're literally just white circles, basically. I think that's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Oh, I guess in the reference photo too, like I made like the white like shining lights of water down on her. Which we could do. Oh my goodness. Thick like a Putin uni. Stop it, you sweet angel. Aw, look, see? Oh wait, why is this? Where is Instagram? Unlock that so I can move it up. Look at that precious angel. You did a great job. See? Trusted the process. Look what little highlights of white do. It's so crazy. Good job, Nikki. Love the dripping fish as well. Love, love, love. And just because she did such a great job in the last one, you guys look at her Highland cow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good job, Nikki. You the bomb, always. I love seeing your paintings. Okay. Go on back. It looks like at this point, at least, I haven't got another one. It is always great to see. I love when people paint along live. I really do. I feel like I made her more baby in this one than in the other one. And again, remember what I was saying about, like, you can add more, like, wrinkles if you want, right? Like, by adding, like, little lines. If you want to. You can add more splatter on her. You can whatever. But she is looking cute. Let's just do a bubble. Yeah, Fiona is, I think, again, when I found out that it wasn't just that she like was taking those selfies, that she's actually an inspirational story. I think she's 5. I think Fiona is now 5. But I wonder if she's always like smaller than the other ones because she was a little preemie, I wonder. Or did she get full size? Who knows? I should know this, but Fiona. I know that she has a big fan group. I hope people come along to paint her. I'm just going to literally draw little white circles with like a watered down paint to pretend they're bubbles. You like this one better than the OG? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh. Love that. Isn't she just... I think it's because she's cuter in this one. So I'm making some bubbles. So first they're just light little circles. Oh, maybe I zoom in. Just zoom in on that face. So I'm just making like a little bit of water, a little bit of white. I'm making a light circle. A couple of them. And some are going to be solid, like just like a little dot in there. And let's put another smaller one up here. Just making little bubbles. And then I'm going to get my brush really wet. Hardly any paint on it at all. Just a little bit of white. And I'm just going to go into that, white, a little bit of water. I'm going to go into that outline that I did and just kind of like buff it out. so that it gets a little bit of that white inside of the bubble. Oh, the camera's not going to catch it. But you want the solider white outline and then buff of white in the bottom half of the white circle to make a nice little bubble. What am I saying? You didn't realize you see Taylor's profile? Oh, like when I come in right here? Yeah, because I have a very basic setup in here. I by no means am a pro in the setup department. One day. This is leaps and bounds of where it was when I first started streaming with just my MacBook face cam, basically. Okay. I think she's complete. What is that prop even for the setup fun, Justin, you sneaky bear? What is that? Oh, mic drop. Golden mic. Oh, my lantern. Oh, my lanta. Nikki said that she glittered the water, which is a genius idea. I would suggest doing that as well. That is smart. SMRT. Okay, folks. Now I'm just yabbering on. What are we doing for a thumbnail? Nikki glittered the water. Right. I'm in 6 different conversations here with myself, apparently. If you're new here and when we talk about glitter, you're like, what are you talking about? It's best, like when we're doing the background or even now, like when paint is wet, to drop glitter onto the wet paint. And then when the paint dries, it holds in that good old glitter. And then you have like a beautiful watery background. Okay, I just gotta stop. I'm just picking away at this. Cutie patootie. Like, do I have to be a hippo in the thumbnail? I feel like probably. Like this? Probably. Okay. Get this light out of here. It messes with everything. Oh, okay. What are you oh my godding? What is the oh my god face palm for? What am I doing? Oh my gosh, close your eyes for a second. Oh, my hippo face. You mean so it's perfect? Oh my god, sorry, I just am wilding out on there. I don't know why that's not working. What? Why? Okay, she's like this. And I'm like... I don't know, I feel like that's appropriate, right? We're all gonna be blue though. Maybe I should make the background green today. No, then it wouldn't match. Wouldn't be on brand. What are we talking about? Hippo, this corner. Me, this corner. Maybe a little bit closer. What am I doing? And I'm gonna go, yeah, I think hippo. No, that light's too bright. I don't know, nothing's working today. Well, that's that. That will work. One of those 17 faces will do. Okay, dokey, everybody. Thanks for coming along on this journey with me. I feel like I'm always a mess every day night. But we always get something at the end. We always have a painting at the end. So that's always a positive. Am I right? Am I right? So thanks everybody. Next, let's see. Next paint night is for sure a Halloween one. Let's see. When's the last Thursday? The 27th. Mark your calendars. October 27th, the last Thursday of the month. We'll be painting a rainbow skeleton, I think. I think that's the safe bet. It's super cute, and it's a very, like, easy paint night, and I did steal the idea from somebody else. I have to find her name, but she's a baker. She makes cookies that look like that. It inspired me how to show you guys how to do a cool painting. So I will shout her out next time. He. I actually don't know. I'm assuming it's a girl. That's rude of me. But the rainbow skeleton, October 27th. And then just like Infinite Silver said, now follow me on all my socials. Taytayski on Instagram. Taytayski on Etsy. Taytayski on YouTube. Taytayski on Caffeine. Pinterest. On Twitter, it's Taytayski, an extra Tay. Nikki's got a question. Politely raised her hand and everything. Yes, Nikki in the front. Yeah, that's that with that. And now, of course, I'm just gonna wait on the delay of the comment. Awkwardly, not to give you more pressure. Just kidding. But to send you something, is it the Chroma Club address? Oh, you sweet angel, want to send me something? Yeah, that's the right one. Justin answers it. You made me something. Stop it. I literally was just looking at the Baby Yoda Bob Ross that you made me the other day. I wish it was right. I should put it in here so I can grab it. But, you made me something. Thank you, sweet angel. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, the last one was such a surprise and I loved it. Can't wait to see the next one. But yeah, Chroma Club, that's probably good. That's a safe bet. That's a safe bet. All right, guys. Is that all? I think so. It was it was an awesome gift. I'll do another one. But okay, everybody, thanks again for looks like there was a good chunk of you that stayed the whole way through. Justin, you're missing. I did. This is what I did. Hippo. Or do you got a better idea? I can get back up on that thumbnail train if you need me to. But it was that. One of those faces, I think, will do the trick. Awesome job, everybody. Good night, Lisa. Good night, Nikki. Good night, Justin. Infinite Silver. Who else is in there? Zero. Kiddo. Everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me and coming along on my wild ride. Because isn't it a wild ride? All right. Catch me on the flip side. Catch you on the flip side. I don't even remember my own trademark. Okay, bye, guys. See ya.